I was interested in history and had been admitted to a graduate program in history. I told my dad about it, and he said, well, I don't know how you're going to pay for it, but good luck to you. And he said, but if you want to go to law school, I'll help pay your way through. So my desire to become a history professor went away quickly, and I got into law school, and that's how ultimately I became a lawyer.
Mike Hackard has owned and operated his own law firm for over 40 years. Over the past 10 years or so, Mike's transformed the firm into a trust and estate litigation firm.
I knew somehow in the back of my mind that I always wanted to do estate and trust litigation because I'd done it early in my career.
Mike brings broad and extensive knowledge from many different fields, which is tremendously helpful to our cases because knowledge of those areas is critical in understanding strategic decisions, knowing what experts to bring in. It's critical to every case.
I can still remember the phone call on a Saturday morning from my mother. Her aunt, whom she was very close with, had died. I picked up my mom, we drove over to San Francisco, and when we got there, we met the caregiver at the door of her aunt's house. The caregiver had announced that the house was then hers. All of the family heirlooms, pictures, etc., on the same day that the aunt died were in garbage cans. I was a litigator, but I wasn't an estate and trust litigator at that time. So I had to refer it over to someone else. The case went on really for years, and my mother's share in the case, which had been hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, a check was given to her of about $5,000. My mom died about a week later. That case just brought home to me the shame of what elder financial abuse can do. I did feel that frustration. When you're frustrated, you try to find an outlet for it. My outlet was I learned a lot about this area of law, and I feel very comfortable in it now. I wrote the book, The Wolf at the Door. It has to do with people's vulnerability to undue influence, to having their assets taken, to having their will overcome by the efforts of another. I don't like bullies. I don't like people that think that they're so powerful that they can run over another or that they can intimidate another. It makes me feel like, I'm going to show you that you're not going to do this. I'm not intimidated. I don't try to bully back, but it's more like, this isn't going to work for you.
This is our studio. This is where we shoot our videos. We make content to engage anyone who wants to find out about trust and estate litigation.
We have over 700 videos up on YouTube. I just hear from people all the time how helpful that is to them, and looking through the subject matter. We receive dozens of calls every week from people that have estate or trust issues. And almost universally, there is a sense of embarrassment. Sometimes people say, I'll bet you never heard one like this. And I'll say, why, probably 2 times this morning. I think that gives people some comfort. We hire a consultant to do online mock jury trials, and those are fascinating. We may have 200 jurors listen to a set of facts. You can see out of that the strengths of your case and its weaknesses. That, I think, means a lot to me because I am their advocate. That's big for me. That's the bully thing. They've seen it. They've seen me in the battle. They've seen me in the fight, and I was for them, and they saw it.
To watch the full episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, download the free VeryLocal app.